diversity of perspectives. We have some current college students who are graduates from this high school. We have two parents who volunteered to be here, very experienced with college admissions with their own children, and we also have a high school counselor, Mr. Gilstrap. So we're looking forward to it, and as we mentioned, it'll just be a brief 5-minute talk by each of the panelists, and then we're going to turn it over for question and answer. So this is a good opportunity to take advantage of their collective wisdom through this complicated process of finding the right college for you. To begin, why don't we just each quickly introduce yourselves, give your name and what college you're attending, your student, and so on. Here's the microphone.
Hi everyone, my name is Erin Daly. I'm a junior economics major at Spelman College.
I'm Zach Maslew, and I'm a first-year mechanical engineering student at Georgia Tech.
Hey, I'm Kunal. Apologize for being late. I had a bit of a long drive. I attend University of Georgia. I'm a freshman. My major is currently philosophy. Graduated from here last year, so didn't get to speak in the auditorium myself, but it's good to be here.
Hi, I'm Ruth Kenny. I have two students with one, my daughter Ivy Brunman graduated in 2012, and she attends Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. And my son Leo is a senior this year, and he will also be attending Brown in the fall.
Hi, Brian Daly. My daughter is Erin, ranked on Hill Farland. And I have two other students that attend Chamblee High School. One is a freshman and the other is a junior.
Good afternoon. My name is Kiana Gilstrap. I am a counselor here at Chamblee Charter High School. I have the letters L through R, and I'm here to give any information that I can to our parents.
Great, well, let's go ahead and get started. If it's all right with you, Erin, we'll just start with you. If you want to spend a few minutes talking about your experience.
Okay, my experience and okay, oh, this is better. My experience in college, I came and I have like 3 words of wisdom, 3 tips, 3 things of advice. The first one is probably to stay disciplined and practice self-control, because your first year in college is new experiences. You're free for the first time, like you're really, really free. You can stay up as late as you want, hang out with whoever you want, go wherever you want, eat whatever you want, and it's so much freedom that sometimes it can be overwhelming and distracting, and you have to remember that you're in college because you have a future beyond school, and college is going to move by fast. Like I can't do this third year already. So definitely take the schedule or the habits that you formed already in high school, whether it's like going home, eating, doing work, and then having free time, take that with you to college, because there's going to be so many new things and so many new people that it's going to be very exciting and all be very distracting. And you have to have a balance. You have to stay focused. You have to stay disciplined and practice that self-control, because it's so easy to get distracted. The second tip I can give is be proactive. As a freshman, when you first get in, coming from Chamblee, freshman year was my easiest year in college. Like, I didn't really, of course you had to study, but the habits you take from Chamblee and the challenging courses that you have now, it's going to be so easy to transfer it into college and make a smooth transition into college. So take that time, since freshman year will probably be your easiest year. Go talk to teachers that are in the field that you want to be in, or like I'm an economics major, so I looked up teachers who were head of the economics department and would go to their office hours. And my school is really open as far as students being able to go to whatever teachers they want to and talk and ask questions. So get to know those professors now so that you can build those connections, build those relationships, and have like recommendations later on. So definitely be proactive, work on your resume, work on a LinkedIn page, because people expect you to have these things when you go to college, when you go to job fairs, when you go to the Career Center, they expect you to already have certain things. So just be proactive and keep it updated. And definitely go to as many information sessions as you can as a freshman, because this is the year to start making a foundation, so that later on if you slip up, you've made connections already that can help you on the way. And the third tip of advice is have fun, stay focused. It's a lot of distractions, but definitely have fun and explore and just learn new things, be open to new experiences, because it's a good time.
So everything Erin said is 100% correct. She definitely has more experience in college than Kuno and I have. We've only been here for 9 months or so. I mean, I was doing the school a year ago. But I know the college decision process is a difficult one, and I applied to numerous schools, all different, big, small, ACC, whatever you like. And just the thing to know is when you're looking at colleges, you're looking at schools, don't go into college saying, oh, I'm going to like this, oh, I'm going to like that. When you're visiting schools and looking at them, just try to keep an open mind because you don't really know what you're going to like until you've been there and you've sort of experienced it. Actually, I'm in an interesting situation. When I was applying to school, I didn't know what I was interested in majoring in. And so I sort of decided my major based off where I ended up in school, which I would not suggest as a path that you should follow. So I thought I was interested in engineering, but after spending some time taking some engineering classes and talking to professionals in the field, I've sort of decided that that's not the path that I'm going to take and not what I want to study. So if you have questions about that, feel free to ask me. I'm actually in the process of applying for transfer. Not that anything's wrong with Georgia Tech. It's a wonderful school. Yeah, far less superior school. But if you have any questions about Georgia Tech, happy to answer those, or just deciding what you want to study, definitely go into like a school like University of Georgia, where there's a variety of options. It's not so focused. If you don't know what it is you want to study, that definitely opens the doors to a lot more pathways instead of confining them with one sort of course of study. And while at school, I think it's important, like Aaron said, just be proactive, go out, try new things. There's a variety of opportunities out there that you must take advantage of. And at Tech, Chamblee, as well, they prepare you superbly. First year at Georgia Institute of Technology, not as bad as other people have had it just because of what you've been going through here, whether it's having this stadium or having this bonds. It prepares you to enter that sort of university life.
So yeah, just leading off what Zach said, I know the process at times can seem very difficult. You're trying to make a big decision sometimes on very limited information. You can feel like one statistic can sway you from one school to another. And especially for kids, for a lot of you, I'm sure this is the first time in your life where you're making a decision that you don't necessarily have to go along with your parents, and you can do your own thing and make your own choices. But with all that said, Chamblee has prepared you very well. And whether you go to Harvard or UGA, you get out of college what you put in. So no matter where you go, if you work hard, make right choices, and prioritize, you're going to be successful. So if you're really panicking this school or another, don't worry. Just pick the one that feels right. Get as much information as you can, and do well at the school. And that's the most your parents can expect from you, and that's the most you can expect from yourself. I know my college decision-making process was a little different from Zach's. For example, I only applied to the University of Georgia. I looked at the list, financially speaking, academically speaking. Like he was saying, I didn't know what I wanted to study, so I went to a school with a variety of options. So obviously that's probably, there's some differences in that process than from what most of you are probably doing. That's what I would say also, though, be honest with yourself. If you know what you want to do, if you know the school where you want to go to, you don't have to apply to 10 places. I know application fees are expensive. No one's expecting that of you. Go where you want to go. Parents, be honest with your kids. I know my parents withheld a lot of things they would have liked to say about my college making decision process. So be honest with your kids, be honest with yourself, and just do well and be successful. And you'll be absolutely fine wherever you go. Chamblee's prepared you so well. So.
Wow, it's different being a parent. I just have a few points of advice that you can take or leave. The first is to start early visiting. So if you go on a trip and there's a college, and it may not be a college that you're particularly interested in even, my advice is to take a tour. Because if you start taking tours early, and I'm not saying many, but a couple, I think it helps to figure out whether a small school is what you want, an urban school, So you start identifying things that are important to you in the type of school that you go to. I also wanted to point out that there's free testing at Apple Ruth. So you can go on a weekend and take an SAT or an ACT for free. They will try to sell you tutoring, but you don't have any obligation to do the tutoring. But it can help you identify which is the better test for you to take, and it'll give you some more information so you can figure that. It's just good practice. And the other bit of advice is that schools are looking to fill spots. So at a highly selective school, actually at any school, they need people to run the school newspaper. They need people to run the yearbook. They need people on the band. They want artists. They want athletes. So if you have all the qualifications to get into a particular school, but then also have something that is a skill of yours, then that'll give you an edge in terms of applying. And the other thing is just that all these schools have great opportunities. And so I would just encourage students to, when you get to a school, to really look for opportunities. Look for whether it's a study abroad or research opportunities, because they're there. And if you reach out and talk to people, they want you to succeed because it reflects on them. So admissions people want students that are going to make their college better.
So many of the students whose parents are here today are either juniors or seniors, I'm assuming. So some of these students may have an idea of what they're going to do going to college and some don't. And that being the case, you have choices. I myself, when I was in high school, I chose, instead of going directly to a four-year university or college, I went to a junior college because I wasn't quite sure what my major would be. And I thought that was a great decision. In hindsight, it wasn't so great when my mother suggested it, because I felt like I would have embraced the entire full college experience right off the bat. But that being said also, I know that there's an initiative going on now where the president is trying to get students to attend community colleges for free. I think that's an interesting idea. I think the choice is whether to take advantage of the community college system, no matter what state it's in. Georgia, I guess, Perimeter College here in DeKalb County is a good choice. And it also gives you the opportunity to earn credits towards your four-year choice once you transfer. But if you do know what you want to do, I like what Zach said about, once he got into Georgia Tech, I wasn't quite sure what he was going to do, but he decided to go into engineering, and he found out it wasn't a good fit for him as much as maybe another school or another curriculum. And that happens too, and that's fine. But there are a lot of ways you can kind of determine what your direction is going to be once you're in high school. I know that Erin, she participated in a number of extracurricular activities. One was junior achievement, but she really liked marketing, she found out. And as a result, we exposed her to some schools that had good marketing programs. And she did a college tour, went to a number of different schools, and ended up at Spelman College. And that decision was influenced heavily by her mother, who was an alumni. So she was sort of indoctrinated into the idea of going to Spelman and getting that experience. But just in conclusion, I think that, take advantage of, to the students, take advantage of all the opportunities to really learn what it is you might like to do or what you're talented in before you actually get to your freshman year in college and you're in your choice. Because that could, determine your success either at that school of your choice or at a school that you choose to go to, once you enter your college education and move on to something else. So that's it.
counselors, my perspective, listen to everyone on the panel. You guys are right. Your advice is great, but we see it differently on the counselor's side. First and foremost, you don't wake up one morning your senior year and say, hey, I want to go to college, so let me just apply, and you're going to automatically get in. It's a process. And our students need to understand, and parents, just give you the insight that it all starts with academics, your testing, your leadership, your extracurricular activities, your volunteering. All those things go into one. Colleges now are looking at the holistic student. They're not just saying, oh, the student has a 3.7 GPA, great SAT or ACT scores, we're going to accept them. They're looking at the holistic student. As Ms. Kenny said, colleges are looking, if you have leadership skills in SGA, or you are a president of an organization here, they look at those things and say, oh, this student can bring something to my campus. If you've done some volunteering work and they have different missions on different campuses, they look at these opportunities for the students, and also can secure scholarship opportunities for your students. And looking at academic students, starting in the 9th grade is when we start to set your GPA. From there, I always recommend the students to try to set your GPA as high as you can your freshman year, because it's easier for it to fall than it is to bring it back up. Also, when it comes to testing, try to start testing as soon as possible. Try not to wait till your senior year to take the SAT or the ACT, because when it comes around to start applying for colleges, some colleges will accept you, but your scores are not where they want them to be. Or they'll tell you to go retest, and you may get accepted, but your test score doesn't get you that academic scholarship that you're looking for. It'll get you accepted into the college, but maybe you could have gotten a scholarship. So we want our students to be prepared and be ready before they actually get ready to apply. And when you apply for college, make sure you complete the whole application. Never leave any gaps. If you have any questions, ask. Because that right there can stop a student who had the 4.0 GPA, has a great SAT or ACT score, is a leader in the community, and have volunteering hours, but it was one simple question that was on the application that wasn't answered. And it can stop that student from going to college. And so those are the things we see on the counseling end. And also with our students, I do agree, if you have a college that you're interested in, and that's where you want to go, you visited that college, apply. Don't be afraid of the admissions requirements that they're asking for. Apply if that's your school. But also have some backups. I've seen several students this year, and in my past, they apply to one school, don't get in, and they're stuck trying to figure out what am I going to do. Have options. Just like your parents tell you in life, you have to have a plan A, B, and C. You have to have a plan with college also. Because you may want to go to Georgia Tech and don't get in. Maybe UGA is a college you fall back on. Or some students, we didn't reach the GPA requirement. It's okay to go to a junior college, Georgia Perimeter College, and then transfer out 2 years and go to any school in the state of Georgia that you're interested in, or go outside of the state of Georgia. Also, students, if your GPA is not where it needs to be, you still can go to college. There's still options out there for you. Here in the state of Georgia, we have a scholarship called the Hope Scholarship, where our students have to have a certain GPA to receive it. If our students graduating don't have that said GPA, they still can obtain Hope. They'll talk about it later in some sessions, but it's not over. After high school, just because you don't have the GPA, the test score, and everything, every other requirement that is needed does not mean you cannot go to a college. If it is the college you want to go to, sometimes we have to take a different route to get where we need to go. So again, if you have to start at Georgia Perimeter, it's okay. If you want to go to UGA, give Georgia Perimeter the best year you can get, the greatest GPA you can get that year, and then apply to transfer out. Another thing with our students is don't follow your friends to college. I see a lot of that. My friend wants to do this, so I'm going to do it. And when they get to the college, they're looking like, this is not what I signed up for. Go where your heart wants to go. make sure it's a major that you're interested in, and it's a school that you really, really want to go to. Also, like the parents said, they took visits. I do recommend you visit a school before you say, I'm going to the school, I've been accepted. Because you want to see the environment of the school. You need to know, is this school in the city? Is it in a rural area, in the country area? What is the environment around the school? The people that are in the neighborhood around the school, is it a more older group or is it more of a college town? You want to know all these things before you go to college. And you have to know yourself. You have to know what you can handle. Can you handle a big university sitting in a lecture hall for your classes, or do you work better sitting one-on-one with your teachers with maybe 20 students? So these things are things you have to pay attention to. You have to know yourself as a student and know what you can handle. And it is okay if your friend is going to UGA and Tech and you decide to just go to Kennesaw State or Georgia State. It's okay because your education is more important than a popularity contest. And I want our students to understand, again, you don't have, it doesn't end with, oh, I have a 2.0 GPA. We can get you in college. You have to come to us and talk to us and say, this is what I want, and we'll help you get there. And again, make sure we don't follow our friends. It's a major that